Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come.
Hello, Anaheim. We are back, and it is Optic versus FaZe once again. Joe, you and I casted that winners round one, and we were talking to the players. What maps are we going to see? 'Cause that's usually a big deal when you have a rematch in the tournament, and it's a lot of the same.
Well, I mean, it was so close, right? Game 5, it was a reverse sweep for Optic Gaming. So if you're FaZe, you feel like you just fix a couple of things. There's one map difference. I believe Game 4 will be a gridlock hardpoint
instead of a Hacienda
hardpoint. So, you know, maybe FaZe, they decide to veto Hacienda. That means we get gridlock, and well, we'll see how that pans out. But I mean, we have another frequency. Game 1, last time it was all FaZe. They blew them out.
I think it was like 250 to 93. I mean, it was a massacre, but if you are Optic Gaming, you're 8-3 in that map and mode since the beginning of London, I believe. So you've been good there, but you dropped into denial this weekend, you dropped into FaZe this weekend. No, they've won it, they've lost it, they've been kind of 50-50 on that particular map. But yeah, last night though, but it took Dashy dropping 49 kills and 8,700 damage to get that done. I don't think that is something you can ask of the young man Game 1 coming out the gate to try and put up a performance like that, but they do have some momentum going. They just got a big win over United. FaZe has been sitting around waiting for this matchup for a little bit. We'll take a look at how the recent matchup broke down. I know we were highlighting some of it for you, but that map 1, absolute blowout. And then for game 2, if I remember correctly, Optic was up 5-4. So they had a chance to close it up and tie up the series. They weren't able to do so. Zuma had that big round 11 play. It was
Selium. Scraps is 0-8 throughout it.
That's right, that's right. We'll see if FaZe can do what they couldn't in winners round 1. I mean, with 4 of the 5 maps being the same, who's learned more? Who's improved over the course of the weekend? I know it's a short period, but were they able to do it? Frequency, map 1, Dashy, inside of elevator, already tracking down 2.
Yeah, but FaZe gonna come out on top. That's gonna be 5 dead for Optic Gaming. A nice start for Scraps as he was able to find 2 kills on that other side, now controlling top middle as well. Remember, it was just such a hot start for FaZe when they played Optic in that winners round 1 on this map. You just had players going off, so many streaks. And while Optic they just couldn't get back into the game. But as you said, they were able to win it last night against 100 Thieves. Yes, it took a heroic performance out of Dashy, but you gotta feel confident that you can bring it and you can play better than last time.
Hey, this is another just brilliant start. Naseem, a chance to get streaks, but Dashy crouched behind the outer catwalk. Able to locate the kill, but that's 33 points on the board at first, and the rotation orange setup for FaZe Clan. Patrolling orange lobby with Selium, who takes the gunfight. It Scraps at top window, who gets swarmed. Now 2 kills through for Optic Gaming. Here comes the push. This is a massive one. They've got 3 down, but it's Zuma that's able to make the play in the back. He's gonna hold the spawns for his team. They pick up that final one. Maybe you're able to flip, but a couple players are spawning out from FaZe.
Yeah, it was a great play by Zuma to win that one-on-one. I thought TJ was gonna have it, but if you're Optic,
looked like it, right?
You're still locking this down inside. A nice cluster's gonna find 2 from TJ. Make it 3.
Well, that's one hell of a nade.
Yeah, those things could be so strong. A slow start for Karma, 1 and 5 from him, but Optic right back into it, and they're controlling the spawns that they want for this next hill. But Selium, Zuma, they're gonna fly on in, maybe find this last 20 seconds.
Optic just make sure FaZe can't push through and end up spawning you in the back. They're starting to hit elevator now, so the rotation comes over from Scump towards mid-map to try and pick it up, but he gets there a second late. Scrap's already ready and gun up. He'll laser down Dashy at mid-map as well, as Scrap making one hell of a rotation, working together with Selium on the catwalk side, but Optic still able to get spawns for blue. They still have a presence towards elevator. That was TJ who just dropped. But a nice setup for Optic once again to accrue some points, but still around a 20-point advantage for FaZe here, Joe.
Yeah, a couple of players go down. Here comes that contest is in. Crim6, he got an ICR in the window. Probably not the spot that you want it. We'll see if he's able to find a kill or a different weapon. Does find the SOG, able to find 1. Now switches to the ICR. Can he hit the shots? Not able to do so. A little shaky from him. Zuma continues to stay alive. And I thought Zuma has been so good and consistent for this FaZe team in every single game mode. Still hanging on to about a 10-point lead, but as Optic, they find the final two. You can see on the minimap, FaZe already rotating towards pipes. That's going to be a lead change for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, we'll get the lead change, but I still think a pretty solid job from FaZe considering their early rotation, the fact that they were able to contest a decent amount of that and make sure it's not a massive swing. But now what can they do with pipes? You've got Optic Gaming, if you look at the minimap, TJ, and I think it's Scump. We're going to be pushing through to try and get this pinch attack ready. Off the high rope goes Karma. He gets a pick. Dashy finds him with the nade. Now the collapse is going to come in. Can Scump do it on the other side? He's able to do it. Now you've got a 4-on-2 near the hard point. FaZe getting burned out. And that'll be Optic now in control of pipes, but there's still a couple players here. Because Scump ends up falling, you get the close spawn at the back elbow, so FaZe are actually able to reinforce that quickly. I thought if after Scump got that kill, you might be spawning out deep, but they were easily able to transition back in.
Yeah, we talked about Catalyst on this map. Scraps right now 17-7 on a 5 spree, trying to play for streaks, and well, he's gonna find it. An early War Machine, Black Jacket not on for Optic Gaming, gonna catch them off guard. 6 in a row now, tack 5 in. As FaZe, they're gonna take command of this game. Asim's already trying to set up for Elevator, able to find one. Can he stay up? No, but his teammate's there, but the cluster from TJ is gonna find that trade for him. Scraps just staying alive on this hill, collecting those 15, and well, he should get it if there's no contest, so we'll at least have a lightning.
And this is what's scary for Optic. I mean, Dashy's human right now at 12 and 11, and Scraps is having a monster game. Can he get the Hellstorm? As we move across mid-map towards the next hard point, Dashy gonna attack him up in window, being smart to play these streaks, just trying to find any kind of opening or free kill. Nice setup at first. They dominated that. Remember, it was like 35-5 the first set through. Can they have another massive effort here? Dashy's got Tempest out in the top window. Can he hit the shot? Looks like it's a whiff, and it's a Hellstorm over to Scraps as he picks up TJ. Dashy now trying to get in the action. He's able to at least hit one shot. Does that chain to anybody? It does locate one kill, but is that enough for Optic to hold on? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It's still FaZe standing tall on the hard point, and once again, they win it here at Elevator. They have spawns for Orange. That's got to be better from Optic if we see a third set of rotations.
Finally a couple of kills, but it's going to be Celium with the Tempest. Going to find Dashy. Here comes the push. They're going to try to win the spawns off the start, but Celium finds 3. The last player up is Scump on the hill. He's probably going to get taken down. He will.
That's 7 in a row for Celium. And if you think there's anybody that wants revenge after that series yesterday, the flack he probably took after that 1v1 in round 10, game 5, it is Celium. And he is going off map 1. The advantage for FaZe continuing to build, now up to nearly 70 points, and you still have 3 streaks locked and loaded on the side of FaZe Clan as they've done a terrific job between Elevator and Orange. Optic the last time through.
This is what they did last time.
Yeah, even though you got the back spawns for FaZe, they did do a good job challenging from the front. That's been the one thing that's probably kept Optic in this game.
Yeah, but finally, FaZe is able to break on through. Zero with the Purifier going to pull that on out, and well, that should secure the final 20 seconds. Now going to be about a 90-point advantage. If you're Optic, this has to be a good hold at blue. You can get right back into the game. Maybe you can get some streaks, but remember, you still have 3 on the side of FaZe, and Zero now working on some more as, well, he's on a bit of a streak with 5 in a row, just 100 points off.
Is there anything that stands out for you why Optic has been hit or miss this weekend in their game 1 pick when it comes to frequency?
I mean, I just think it comes down to individual performances. Just look at the top right. I mean, it's just a slaying power right now for FaZe. It's similar to what we saw when they had the first match in Winners Round 1. There wasn't a player negative for FaZe. There was not one in that match.
Optic desperately need to go big at blue. Zuma trying to disrupt with attack 5 plus the Maddox to dash is going to be enough to shut down that opening push. They can get it close with 30 seconds. They're right back in the hunt. That massive lead for FaZe Clan will be all but evaporated if they can do it. Zero is going to call on a lightning strike. That's now 2 down for Optic Gaming. Scraps hits balcony at the same time, and now that's going to be FaZe that should be able to get in if Scump isn't able to go huge. Scump feels like he's fighting off the entire side of FaZe and will finally end up falling. It's not going to be a ton of time to FaZe at the tail end of it, but they'll get the, what, 10 or so seconds of scrap.
Yeah, but you stop the momentum for Optic. Plus you go to pipes where you can use these streaks a little bit more effectively. And again, Zero on a 5 spree. Maybe you can find even more. Scraps gonna call this in. Gonna spot Karma towards the back. Oh, I thought that was gonna hit his teammate. So there is one, but it keeps Optic off the hill. This will allow you to start your push. Azuma's gonna win one bottom middle.
And once again, gets him out of the hard points. The teammates have to rally back. Can the trades be there for Optic? Asim up high. Asim connects with one, and Scump instantly trades him out. Not a lot of time for really either side within this Pipes hard point, but as FaZe currently set up, Is Optic try to get the push from back elbow. Maybe they can get through off the two-piece from TJ, at least a bit of a window to try and apply pressure to the hard point. FaZe so close to eclipsing that 200-point mark and visualizing the home stretch in this game. That's gonna be 3 down for Optic, but they're still at least able to get I thought Scump had that gunfight won for sure, but Zero somehow with the ICR at close range comes out on top.
And once again, no, Karma able to find 2. I thought we were gonna go into a situation where they were gonna win the rotation again. FaZe has been dominant on this hill. Karma, he's gonna find 3. The rest get taken down as well. So Optic, they have the setup they want. You did have to use the grab slam. Tac 5 in from FaZe. That's gonna be an easy kill for TJ. Can he find the second? Not able to do so.
This is the first time Optic's played from this position, what feels like the entire game. They've been dominated at elevator. Can they get a good hold here? Zuma scraps, the pinch comes in, the contest comes in. Still 2 players here from Optic, but now a seam into the mix. TJ and Krim doing their best to hold back the tide. Still 20 seconds remaining here.
What is Zero doing with an ICR in that situation? It's like Octane, he's found 4 in a row. 29 and 18 from Zero.
That's nuts. That is nuts. And they'll get the spawns over to Orange. So, I mean, Optic have done a pretty good job contesting from the front. They're gonna have to do it here. They don't have any streaks to break. They have a, what, Purifier? You have War Machine and Dashy about to have his Tempest.
See if FaZe can survive this, because this is basically desperation time. Scraps, he has his War Machine. Celium, though, just using the Maddox. Same with Scraps, they're gonna stay alive. That's Krim with the Purifier. You want him to get inside, but he's gonna need a little bit of help. Doesn't have a lot of time to work with, but his teammates are just getting taken down at the front. Celium again, able to find 2. Another's free for FaZe. 5 in a row.
Oh, Celium locking down the front. Scraps pulls out. The War Machine can't do much, but Optic can't get in. FaZe, once again, take the map 1 frequency and take control of this best of 5. Celium at the end there, man. Like that is the one thing Optic did well from maybe a disadvantage at that particular hard point. Like they did pretty well fighting through the front. They were able to contest for the most part, even find some time, but there just couldn't do it. And Scraps, what a monster game, Joe. He had what, just short of 7,000 damage in that one.
And it's not even a game that really goes the distance, right? Like what we saw with Dashy last night, where it's 250 to 220. You know, he had a couple more hills to work with, but Scraps a great game from him. But really, it's the same scenario that we saw in their winners round 1 match. Everybody firing on all cylinders. Yeah, we can talk about Scraps, but it was Zero, it was Celium, Zuma playing so consistent. This just seems to be FaZe's map.
Now this is where the one change may come into play, because you remember they lost this last time. Optic lost this, but they were able to bounce back in the game for Hacienda. Now you get a gridlock. That is the change within the series. That is the pick from FaZe Clan. Remember, this map 1, this is Optic's choice, and they get smoked yet again. That map 4 change, could that be the big difference within this series?
Yeah, and I'm actually curious to see after this replay. We're going to take a look at the box score, and I imagine 1 and 2 probably dominated by FaZe. We saw it time and time again. That's where they were controlling, and yeah, you see it. I mean, it was every rotation. I think the first one didn't turn out to be, 25
I actually
points.
thought 2 was going to be a bit closer because the first 2, but I guess, yeah, the big contest, well, they contested it okay, but they didn't find much time. It was really just the first rotation, right?
Yeah, and then even that last hill at Pipes, I mean, they find a 60-point advantage there. They win by 100. But for Optic Gaming, you just lost map 1 in the series prior, right, to E United. You've been able to bounce back all weekend, and it's been on this map, Arsenal, Search and Destroy. And you just feel like when it's a successful map throughout the weekend, I mean, it's going to be something where you found your strategies, everything's going to be looking good. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our map records from Anaheim. I mean, FaZe 10 and 2 in hardpoint.
I think it stands out for Optic is the control. At map 3, they've been 5 and 1. Everywhere else just hovering around 50-50. But I think that's one thing that has been maybe a bit of a difference, at least for this Optic Gaming team versus maybe teams prior. Like when they would lose map 1, they were in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
If you talk years back when they had that roster with Formal, and it just felt like if they went down map 1, you were so worried about what they were able to do. Now though, because they've improved in Search and Destroy, they've been lights out in control. You're never counting them out of series, but they're gonna have to do what they did against FaZe last time. Well, maybe they can tighten it up on this Arsenal, because you gotta think both teams learned a lot from each other. Is that went 11 rounds last time through. And if I remember correctly, it was pretty back and forth, just 2 rounds here, 2 rounds there, but not a lot of separation throughout, except for the 5-4 lead for Optic at the tail end of it.
Yeah, the big thing for Optic, what they did against FaZe, was they continued to control middle of the map. Just time and time again, they took it to them. But FaZe made those adjustments. We'll see now, though. Again, when you have a lot of repetitions on this map, you have figured out what has worked for you, and I think Optic's just going to be comfortable. So this could be a big map for them.
Was there anything that FaZe did that was really big for you, at least in that map, too? Nothing that jumps to mind, really?
I think the big thing was some of the play calls, right? I think we saw it after.
Well, that round 11, yeah.
Yeah, that round 11 where it just felt like FaZe found the openings when they needed them.
Just like round 1. FaZe find themselves up 1-0. What kind of edge can they take, or can Optic fire back? It's Dashy, Paladin in hand towards A. But on offense will be the FaZe side. It's gonna be their turn to try and lock down mid-map.
You have Karma watching B side, Zero working up that way.
And this is similar to what we've seen from them, just kind of Karma playing on an island on that side. They play that 5-on-5 retake, but Celium hot in the game 1.
Well, he's done that time and time again where he just pushes the lobby, opens the door with a bullet, and then finds that player on the staircase with the ICR. So a great job finding the first 2 kills for Celium. Dashy maybe be able to get them back into the game. Nice flick on Celium. Can he find a second? Tries to wallbang the bomb, but bomb planted. 4 versus 3. Watch TJ going all the way around. I don't think FaZe is ready for this. TJ can make the play right now. He's going to find his team.
And I like that.
Yep,
I like to just back it up, make them focus on finding you, and now we may have gotten the timing. Around and around they go. He spots them. There's the gunfight. TJ opening up on the back, but now going to be 2 versus 2, and Dashy hits another shot. Now a 1 versus 1. 20 seconds on the clock. Dashy with the snipe. Zuma's got to check.
He knows he's got to peek, but is he going to? Zuma's going to do it. The timing is right for Zuma, and knows he secured the round.
Wins it, but not enough time for the defuse. And he's just, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. You're hoping he peeks, you guess the
just
right angle, and you hit the
yep.
shot. But like as soon as he gives that up, like a split second later, Zuma comes in for the check. So nice patience from Zuma, good internal clock, gets the check, gets the round. But Dashy and TJ certainly made that round a bit messier than maybe it needed to be for FaZe. But I really like that from TJ though, because you and I have called that out a couple times in the Pro League. Like, that flank comes in, you get 1 kill, and then you try to challenge for the second, or you push for the second. I love the back down to the second.
Get away from your teammates. It's a pinch.
Yeah, make 1 or 2 guys try to find you. Open up that other side of the map.
And you saw Zero was just confused, like running around.
Yeah,
right? He thought he was getting bad timing after bad timing.
Well, we've seen that, I can think like 10 times off the top of my head where they go for the second challenge. It's a good play from TJ, but not enough to get the round win. Despite the round loss, Dashy is 3-0 to kick things off. And a nice shot yet again, Zero.
I don't even know how he saw him. I didn't see him.
Zero sent into the next round and control for Optic Gaming. That control dissipates as Scraps plays the equalizer.
But there you get the first blood, and then you drop the next 2. They didn't group together. They didn't play their numbers. There was no trade. Celium, Scraps going to give FaZe the advantage. And now look at middle of the map. Remember, Celium and Asim did this time and time again where they worked the flank. Zuma inside of vents just being annoying. Just wasting the clock.
This is just a timing for the bomb. Can he get it down without Zuma picking? Or it's the push come in so they have a 4-on-2 if he tries to get the plant. Crypsix catches a nade. That's a seam that's able to make the play. Now the timing comes through. Scraps peeking. Second there. Scump can't get away. Scump will drop. Scraps makes the play, and that is a big 4v5 victory for FaZe to get a 2-0 edge.
And that was one of those rounds where, like, you know, when we talked about 100 Thieves and their struggles in Search and Destroy, they felt like the hard part, finding that first blood. The easy part is grouping up after that, and that's where they would struggle time and time again, and you see it there. Like, you find that first kill with Dashy, and what is the play call? It just seemed like they weren't on the same page. TJ got aggressive towards Statue. He loses on 1 versus 1. The flank gets opened up, and FaZe just take advantage of that map control.
What would you have liked to see him do? Anything as long as it's together?
Yes, anything.
Well, we've seen teams get the first pick, bide their time, wrap back, play some mind games, and there just instantly falls apart. And then while bomb is getting planted, Scraps able to make the play, find the 2 kills, and close out the round. Got to feel good for Scraps, who now has as many kills in that round as he did the Arsenal last time they played.
Remember, in that game, it was always Optic Gaming in the lead. FaZe was chasing them. Buddy at the ankles. We'll see now what can FaZe do. Can they separate themselves, go up 3 rounds? Here comes Optic trying to get aggressive towards that B side. Once again, a first blood for Celium. Scump, though, able to find one, find the second as well with a nice little hip fire.
Celium still making noise, though. I thought he was going to get another before he dropped. 0, though. Now left in a 1 versus 3 with 60 seconds to work with. Can he hit a shot? Yes, he can. TJ will drop 1 versus 2. Dashy holding the window as 0 is going to try and reposition and find an angle. He's got an ICR to his toolkit as well.
Yeah, we saw what he was able to do close range last map on frequency with it. So this round not over yet. The big thing is, though, he has to get bomb and plant it. So time working against him. Only 40 seconds left. Scump, Dashy just playing together. And I don't know if 0's gonna end up, so he's gonna try and just go through vents, but this is gonna take a lot of time.
$20 seconds to go. He's got to get the bomb and try to make the play. They've got eyes on B, so their rap's going to start towards the A side. What sort of timing does 0 get? He might be able to catch one. Can't win the first gunfight. Dashy gets the kill, the 2v1. Handled well by Optic Gaming. As Scump and Dashy basically hold hands around the map, make sure they're there to effectively trade, but don't even need it. But Celium, he had some moments here inside of Central Lab.
Well, I got a little bit nervous, right? Because, I mean, you had 0 who was watching that B side push through window. Celium once again found the first blood.
It just came down to Scump.
Yeah, it was TJ and Scump, right? Finding those 3 kills in a row, giving them the advantage in the round. And a big round for Optic to put them right back in this game.
I thought Scump was going to get caught mid-heel, but the hip fire was true. So Optic get that first round on the board. A much needed round. Dashy at 5-1. Crimsix and Karma still holding on to goose eggs for now. It looks like they're playing a passive offense behind a potential pick for Dashy.
Yeah, maybe trying to catch out the aggression that FaZe likes to throw. Crim, though, has to be careful. Celium's there for the trade.
Feels like that's 3 times where kills come through, and Celium always answers to make sure you don't have the numbers.
Well, I just got to feel like last time, you know what they did when you played on this map. Heck, even earlier in this game, when a seam is pushed up towards B, typically Celium is right there with him.
Optic starting to push up into mid-map. You can see the setup from FaZe Clan. 1 close on Statue, 1 playing back steps, and you've got Scraps just outside of lobby.
Zuma got caught with a nade in his hand. Yeah, Karma able to find it. Scraps then has to worry about 2 different angles.
He's got to try and at least get 1 there, but not able to do it. Now a 2v4 for FaZe. 0 just misses the eyebrows there.
Yeah, it's not who you want to line up for. You don't want to line up for the sniper.
Now they have to try and clutch and work this defused. Celium, and they might just be getting off the map. Yep, that looks to be the play. Not chance in the round. Optic will get 2 on the board. We'll be all square. As this search feels a lot like the Game 2 Arsenal in the first series.
Heck, even the frequency, right? It was 2-0, and it was a game of swings.
It feels a lot like that, yeah. This is the push where Scraps gets caught. I thought for a second, with the change to the collateral damage, maybe he was going to line them both up and be able to put both down. But
it just felt like he looked left and then he was about to turn right, has to snap back, right? It's a 50-50 at that point. He has so many angles to work with.
How impressed have you been with Scump this weekend? He's been playing well.
Yeah, I think he has. I mean, the only team that we see Optic struggle with is 100 Thieves, and that is where he didn't have the best series, but I don't think anyone really did. But against United, we saw Scump really step up, especially in that Game 4.
Maybe he'll get another chance, but still some work to do to get there. Saw it on Reddit, Twitter, everyone talking about the gauntlet that these teams are going to have to go through in the losers bracket.
Yeah, United, FaZe, 100 Thieves, Genji, who knows? It could be a long day.
Dashy,
yep.
First blood, up to 6-1 now, looking for 3 rounds in a row. FaZe starting to build this pressure towards B. Karma gets the information towards the back and able to get away with his life for now.
Once again, you have this numbers advantage for Optic. A nade towards that B side. Karma just playing for information, has Scump towards the middle, and Scump's actually adjusted to this position because Celium has been so good inside lobby finding that pick. Crim, TJ watching this A side. Here comes the push through lobby. It looks like that's going to be a seam trying to find an opening.
They got to go. They still have a lot of time to work with. Nice one-on-one win from Scraps. FaZe have got to make a decision. They've got to make a call. 15 seconds now on the clock.
Oh, you got to B. B's open. B's open.
Well, that bomb's got to get there. The bomb's got to get there, Scraps. Better hightail it over. He might get caught trying to get to the bomb. He's able to get there in time. Can he get the plant down? Scump's going to catch him.
That's it.
It's just too slow. It's just too slow from FaZe. I mean, when I saw 15 seconds and Scraps was wrapping back through mid-lab, I was like, this is going to be close even if he doesn't get killed.
You like to see that adjustment from Scump, because that's where Celium has been very dangerous with an ICR, is finding that pick back stairs. But what that does do, that sort of opens up lobby, right, a little bit more, where the players on A have to play around that statue. They have to make sure they have vents control. So maybe FaZe on that next offense tries to take advantage of that A weak side defense from Optic. But Optic now 3 rounds in a row, and looks like they're going towards this B side. But everything's been working well with Dashy and his sniper with those first bloods.
And FaZe, so much attention to mid-map. Krim has now spotted 3, so he knows there's a heavy emphasis there. That's going to be a call more than likely to try and get the bomb forward, see if you can get this plant down, keep eyes in the mid-window. They've obviously had time to wrap back towards their spawn and get an angle, but they're not there yet. Zuma's the first one trying to inch over. He spots for information, sees him on the bomb.
He doesn't know where Karma is, though. Look at the position of number 10. Karma can make the play. Just kidding. Gets sniped.
Nice
TJ
shot
does
from
find
Zero.
the first blood.
Nice shot from Zero. They're leaving it at a 4-4. Celium just about puts down Dashy, but it's Scump towards bomb. Wins the one-on-one versus Seam. Man advantage to Optic. Zero can't hit the shot, but his teammates pick it up. 3v2 now, 2v2. Celium's gonna get picked. It's TJ that comes up with 2 big ones. Zero now has to push it. TJ, the Iceman, gets all 3.
Yeah, if there's a 3 versus 2, that's the 2 I want left in that situation. Scump did a great job staying alive for so long on the bomb, but it was Celium again, brought FaZe back into the round. But that gunfight right there where he smokes Celium gives them the advantage, and then Zero has to go, has the ICR, gets the mantle.
I mean, TJ had the advantage. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. Celium trying to rip him off the heady, right? And almost does it, but TJ, some clean shots.
That's bearded Tej to you.
Bearded TJ, yeah. He's been playing well. He's been playing well. 4-2 now. Optic and TJ behind that round, 200 points off of streaks. Looks like Dashy and Karma want to get a bit more aggressive. Karma's been playing this on an island, spotting for information. Zero gets hit down to, what, 6? And gets away. That was Karma making his presence known early in the round.
Here we go, though. This is what Celium likes to do. Scump deep into a corner. Look at number 7. TJ found an opening. Can he find Zero on the flank? The rest of the members all in the middle of the map, and he's going to hear that glass break. Here we go. What can TJ find? Nothing. Just too many targets to focus on.
I think he had a bit of a panic melee there in the midst of it as well, but he can't finish one. And now Dashy holding the back with the sniper. Gonna know the action's coming to him unless they opt to wrap out. Looks like they're gonna keep it coming forward. Zuma, Zero, nice headshot. Dashy there for the trade. 3v4 to Optic Gaming.
And once again, time is of the essence for FaZe. 30 seconds to work with. Krim is gonna spot this rotation. Does find one.
But it should be bomb planted. And what a big moment this is for FaZe. 4 in a row for Optic. Can FaZe now slow down that momentum? Dashy on one side, Scump on the other. An improbable retake scenario. Can they do it? Well, Dashy meets his maker. Scraps doesn't miss a bullet, cuts him down now. All on Scump, not a lot of time to work with. He's gonna get off the map, and FaZe finally find another round. It has been turmoil for them over the last 5.
Again, they're playing down to the wire on their offenses, but yeah, they find the rotation. Dashy does hit a snipe, but it was Zero right there before that who found that kill.
Yeah, what's tough is because I think he fell off, like he was trying to get an angle. I think he hopped and then fell off that plat. If he's still holding that, he might be able to hit the shot before Zero gets the angle to get the pick. Not entirely sure, but he might have been able to, because right when Zero pushes forward to get that shot off is right when Dashy fell down.
But we all know that round's on TJ, right? Like he finds 1 or 2 on that flank earlier in that round.
Very true.
Here we go, Optic going right towards A, gonna try to bully Zero. Zero's just gonna have to back on up. His entire team is inside a middle, and he might not be ready for this. We have not seen a lot of A aggression from these teams. Yeah, and he's gonna get caught. Krim gonna find the first blood.
Fantastic push. I think you nailed it. Like you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. It's just a new look at him, not prepared for it, thrown off guard, change of pace. First blood. Optic, now can they continue to hold? Zuma peeks out of vents, he gets caught.
Hello.
C meets Dashy in the corner, not much he can do. Celium drops right after, and now it's gonna be Straps in a 1v5. He's gone.
Once again, Optic just switching up the pace. You've seen a lot of slow rounds behind Dashy. Sniper, they pick it up this time. They know Zero plays on the island. And yes, he spots Dashy, but that's it. He sees nobody else. So all of FaZe are still inside. They don't know where to rotate. They can't see anyone B-side. Nice call from Optic Gaming. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, you've played this map so many times throughout the weekend. You know when that strategy, when it's a good time to call for it.
Pays off there. Optic 1 round away now from evening up the series at 1-1. It was a 5-4 comeback for FaZe Clan, the game 2 in the winners bracket round 1. Now they'd have to pull off the 5-3 comeback. They're flying in. They're flying in. TJ with the first blood. Dashy gonna back it up. Worried about a mid-map push, but TJ gets 2 before he drops. 3v4 now for FaZe in a must-win round.
All of Optic group on up now, trying to play their numbers.
You would like to see that earlier. This time, go ahead and get the
well,
bomb
they figured
down.
it out. You know, you learn from your mistakes.
They were saying, go ahead and plan it. We'll play the 4-on-3 retake.
And well, what do you know? Celium trying to work this angle once again. Not going to spot anything. Spots the trophy. But that timing. Yep, Zero almost finds Grim.
Oh my God. That is so close to being a 3 versus 3, but he's one more bullet through. And now, once again, an offense for FaZe Clan. Time is dwindling, and they've got to worry about getting the bomb down. Celium gonna get it onto A. Zuma will be lingering inside of vent, and Zero worried about lobby control.
And look at Optic, pretty spread out right now. You have a couple of players working one side, a couple working the other. You have to wait for each other. Comms have to be on point.
Zero catches Dash in the back, 3 versus 3. You gotta love the spot from Celium. He takes his one-on-one, slides away, re-challenges, but Scump there for the trade. 2 versus 2, Zero, what is that win? Scump now left alone, 20 seconds to work with. He's gotta try and get the defuse. Now into a 1v1, does he have time to hunt? Does he have time for the defuse? Don't think he can track back. Zero out. Nice play from Zero to get back into lobby, make sure not enough time to make the play.
And well, I said they learned from their mistakes, and then they do it again, right? Like they're playing those wide angles. Dashy's hunting back steps by himself. Nobody's there for the quick trade on Zero. So that's 2 rounds now where Optic have an advantage.
That's been a 4v5 and a 3v4 they've lost, right? Could have been a much cleaner search and destroy, that's for sure. As much as maybe it's a blunder from Optic, hell, it's one hell of a clutch from the FaZe side.
And this is what they did in winners round 1. They just continuously stayed alive, kept putting the pressure on Optic.
TJ, massive game at 11-5. Scraps, what a much improved performance from just a day ago. The offense from Optic, slowly building up through mid. That nade, will it find home? Nope, Black Jacket gonna be up, so not able to take one down for the first blood.
And we've seen nades be so effective this weekend. I know Dashy in particular found somebody in hardpoint. He was doing it last series against United, but over towards B. Nice trade from Scump. Gonna make it a 4 versus 4. Allows TJ to get into a forward position. See him going to spot it and win the gunfight. Man advantage FaZe.
Oh, Zero just misses. He's given a chance there to get him a 4v2. And Dashy, what are those shots? Take Zero out of the round with a crisp fire from the Maddox.
Asim with the stun, finds Scump. Still though, 2 versus 2. Oh, Dashy gets a dead slide, but recovers. Crim finds another one, 1 versus 2 for Scraps. 20 seconds to work with. Gonna spot the first, but Dashy wins the 1v1 with the shot melee. Series tied at 1.
They weren't able to close out the game 2 in winners round 1 this time. They get it done. And what's big for them is now, I mean, the only mode that's sort of been lights out for Optic is the control. That's where they've got to keep it going, but the search and destroy, they get out to what, 5 and 4 in that mode. And you really liked a lot of what you saw from Optic. I mean, it could have been more clean. They had 2 rounds. They likely could have closed out with man advantage, but FaZe They keep it interesting, and it's FaZe that dominate the frequency hardpoint yet again. Optic, this time around in the rematch, they answer, and the Arsenal search and destroy. It's Control coming up next.
Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL, and Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.
The Optic Gaming roster currently consists of Scump, Crim6, Karma, Dashy, and TJ Haley.
Optic Gaming is the biggest name in Call of Duty.
To say World War II wasn't kind to them is a bit of an understatement. They had their struggles there, nothing really worked out. But now that they're here in Black Ops 4, they start the year off in the best way possible.
Optic win in Vegas, it was the first event. It was a time to basically put your name on this game.
It wasn't just a win, it was a dominant win. It was an Optic that people expected since like Infinite Warfare.
I think Optic's biggest strength right now is probably their talent.
They have the #1 win rate in Control. They're 16-4, it sits at 80%.
As you look at TJ, Dashy, the way that, well, the veterans can develop these players, they become the strengths of Optic Gaming.
Dashy's a really interesting player.
He is their X Factor, their superstar. He's that player that you put a label on. Playing without Dashy at the start of the league was a huge hindrance.
Because it forced the team as well to change roles. Then you have to adjust when Dashy comes back. But at the end of the day, they still did well.
The problem with the loss at Fort Worth for Optic was they started to question themselves a lot. The confidence, the blistering confidence they had at the beginning of the year was gone.
There's a lot of really good teams, and there's a lot of teams who, on any given day, can beat the big boys.
Going into London again, Optic were on that kind of rise of form. There was a chance they could definitely win the event. They show up incredibly on the Friday, and then as Saturday rolls around, they managed to lose that matchup against 100 Thieves.
I'm really excited about the rivalry between Optic Gaming and 100 Thieves.
It's more to it than just the players on stage. It's more to it just than the organization. And I think it is a rivalry, but a friendly one at that.
I think Optic Gaming's biggest weakness this year is by themselves.
They can take Anaheim, they can really do this.
I would say the key for Optic Gaming right now, at least, is going to be TJ and Scump. You need those two firing on all cylinders like the first event of the year. So for me, you get those two playing unbelievably well. Everything else should be easy.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Level up the game.
Welcome back, Anaheim. We are all tied up at 1 apiece. Optic, they bounce back into it. They're able to take the Arsenal search and destroy. Lessons learned, it seems, from the last series. But now we go into a control, and that's where, I mean, you might kind of watch that profile piece leading into this during the break, and we talked a lot about the control and how good at the major events Optic has been. So you see Optic improve, right? They take the search and destroy. Can FaZe do the same on the other end and maybe match up better in control?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is really the swing game, right? I feel like every Optic on our Thieves series, that team who wins that wins the game. We saw it in winners round 1 with Optic and FaZe. This was the start of the reverse sweep, but we're going to gridlock. And we saw this last night where, I mean, Optic, they just went down 0-2 so quick to 100 Ds, but a different beast. We'll see if that game 2 can propel them forward in game number 3.
Gridlock. What can Optic show us here? What will FaZe bring to the table? The control so crucial in this series with us all tied up 1-1. I don't know, Joe. These guys have matched up so evenly. Just feels like it's got to go the distance. And we've discussed a lot of Optic strategy towards A, how they'll try to retake more than a lot of teams. Curious to see if any changes on that side of the map, but here we go, map 3 underway. It's gonna be a B push first for Optic. Karma going up high, able to slide past Sushi, get into the mix, but unfortunately in the mix is 3 players waiting from FaZe Clan, as that is 4 clean kills and that opening push just slaughtered.
Yeah, but TJ does find the rotator for Celium, so that's gonna open up A. So yes, the first push doesn't go as planned, but they have a lot of map pressure just due to TJ's position. You have one guy on A, you have Crim and Scum still controlling Broken. TJ's got to be a little bit careful, just gonna back on down, wait for some help. Both TJ and Karma, though, they're gonna lose those gunfights. Now, does that open it up for FaZe to try to retake A? Yasim doing what he does towards that B side, and all the kills right now going the way of FaZe. It's a 5-kill lead now, but still, don't have a point if you're Optic. They may get it now.
Starting to stack the point, getting near that second bit of progress. FaZe now just trying to set up and trap him in. The number 6 you see all the way towards the back tree. Karma trying to spot and get eyes, but that'll be A now completed. Can they get a clean rotation? How do they try to push out of this? And it looks like it's gonna be a 4 or 5 man hit towards the back, but it's Zuma ready and waiting in the back courtyard that's able to take that first gunfight and slow it down. What a brilliant job from Zuma in 0.
Yeah, I mean, they're just wasting Optic's lives right now. They have 18 left. That's 3 pushes towards this B side. They just don't have control of anything. They're just getting stuck inside of A.
They're up 10, and it comes down to 2 moments. The opening hold at B, and then the hold and transition from the A point. Like, that is just done so spectacularly from FaZe Clan. You have the power positions, you're set up, you're holding down the L trigger, and you're making the plays. The seam now trying to win this dance, but unfortunately for him, Scump gets the melee. He'll drop to his teammate and TJ a moment after, but surely just not enough lives right now for Optic.
Zero locking down this street with an ICR. Scraps gonna push behind him. Takes one good push though. Can Optic find the opening? Gotta try to open it up with an ICR pick behind. You know, we talked about Dashy and how he had to use an ICR on this map last night. Can him and Crim find a pick?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough going against the likes of Octane and Slasher, but it's not a ton easier here with the likes of Zero.
All right, 2 go down. Here we go, 3 dead.
The trophy ends up killing Scump, though. That's going to be a brutal one as they had a chance to get in. But right after that, just shut down. 20-6 advantage now for FaZe. A brilliant opening defense, but a lot of times in this map, it's who's going to end up striking first on offense. Really doesn't seem that way for Optic Gaming in this spot. And for FaZe, maybe you can get Zuma a bit closer to these streaks. 225 off, can't slide out though, not able to get away and keep that bit of progression forward. No response for Optic with 2 players left. Karma and Dashy tagged up, fragged up. As Dashy will be the last one alive, and it Scraps on the chase. It takes the one-on-one. That was dominant. It all started that first wave. First wave.
From start to finish, it was all FaZe Clan. Did a wonderful job, and I mean, towards the end, that last push, you're just hoping for trades. They got exactly what they wanted. but it was clean. And I think Optic, they go towards that B strat off the start, because when they started that comeback last night against 100 Thieves, that's where it started with, right? Where they were able to
Well, that was the only offensive round they
yeah.
won, right? That was it. When they got the B point first, it's so much easier to get A than as a second bit of objective. But outside of that, they didn't find any success, right?
Yeah, I doubt they go back to it, but we'll see. Now it's FaZe's turn.
And the big thing for them, you got to think, you have a massive edge in the specialist department because how lopsided that round actually was. You end up winning that by, what, 15 or so. And they get a nice opening on offense as well. That's going to be 3 down for Optic. Optic just can't get anything going in the early going. And though Zuma couldn't get streaks in the last round, it's Scraps now with a chance to tack some on. There's the Lightning as he'll continue to move forward. His streak up to 6. He is 8-2.
I mean, this just reminds me of last night. Like, they go down so quick, and then the momentum from those rounds propels the opponents to getting some streaks. But Scump and TJ able to bring it back a little bit. For FaZe, they have to go to that B side, and now TJ finds his second kill.
You've got a 2-life advantage and 2 minutes to work with, and streaks to maybe open it up. If they can win these fights at the front truck, you might see something come in quickly. Karma somehow still alive on the top balcony. He continues to try and finesse with the ICR in hand. Now Scraps rotating through Ice Cream to try and get involved in the action, but they haven't dealt with this front push. Once they deal with this first wave, you think the streak might come into play, but they haven't been able to do it yet. You've got a Seam lingering on the other side of the map. He's going to get caught. That's TJ in a deep pocket near bottom underpass. Optic doing so well to just make sure FaZe don't have a chance to make a play, and they've milked, what, 45 or so seconds off this with no movement forward from FaZe Clan. Woo!
Celium and Scraps able to find a kill, but that team kill will slow things down a little bit, and then Krim. Did he find a set? He can. Nice shots out of Krim.
But now that you've at least gotten to the backside of Broken.
Right, here comes the pushes. You'll see all 5 of those arrows.
Win to Scraps, opt to use this. Well, now not going to be a good time. His 3 are going to fall. Good defense so far from Optic. They found no success in the front. They've only been sending 1 player or so through the back. TJ's been able to be a 1-man army on that side of it. Scump shredding FaZe to pieces from his spot outside Broken. And TJ, I was about to say, once again, a nice hole, but Scraps able to win that one-on-one. So at least now, maybe you shift some of that defensive front. Well, you shift it for a second, but Crim6 easily gets the kill. I mean, I know this doesn't look like it's as dominant around from Optic Gaming in the kills department, but it was pretty darn dominant. Like,
they haven't even allowed really FaZe. I think they got on the point once, right? There's been 0 contested. They just haven't been able to push up this streak. TJ finds the shot melee. Krim trying to find the wall bang onto a Seam. Backs him on down. One last push. You have 1 player pushing through boxes. He's going to get taken down. That was Zuma on a bit of a Zuma flank. Well, there's just no time, and a couple of dominant defenses on both sides to start map 3.
Well, what do you think about Scraps holding on to the streaks for now? You think maybe it didn't find a prime opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, you have to get inside of Sushi to make that effective, right? Because the defensive team can just get inside there. They can avoid those missiles. So the first step to using that streak effectively is getting inside of Sushi.
And they never got there.
Never got there.
Best play to Crim6 is he got 2 nice kills there in Sushi, but yeah, the story again, who can strike first on offense? The advantage still going to be to FaZe in the specialist department, as the live's not nearly as much of a blowout compared to the other side of the round.
All right, now let's see what Optic does on offense to start. Because I get it, if you open up B, you find it, that's great. But the problem is when you lose so many lives, you limit how many times you can actually push that B site. So they're going to go towards top middle. That's going to be TJ. A couple of players towards A, a couple towards B. Again, they did the same thing where they had a bit of a split. So A going to be going very slow, and it always seems to just be Karma just hanging out like, yeah, I'll get these points, don't worry.
Well, due to a Seam dominating mid-map, kind of put the things for Optic Gaming in flux. They'll move A slowly, but what can they do over towards B?
There we go, 3 dead. They can push up. TJ, he's going to get right on B.
And Scump's going to go for the flank immediately. What kind of timing can Scump catch? Did he get spotted? I don't think he got spotted. This could be a massive opening for Optic. There's 2 right in front of him. Both going to get cut down. Scump makes the play. His teammates drop near Sushi, though, so suddenly what looks so beautiful after Scump gets the 2 kills has fallen apart. That's a nice stunned through as well, but
Karma
Scump
gets off of B.
still
or A.
here.
Karma gets off A, now flanking towards his B side.
And this is exactly how they got that round win against 100 Thieves. Can they do it yet again? First bit of progress in. Scump building towards streaks as well.
Lightning.
TJ's gonna drop, doesn't find anything else, and you've still got Scump here inside of Ice Cream. Can't take the gunfight though, but they're still holding inside. Some nice shots from Dashy, but he will get traded out. Can they finish it? Can they finish it? It's so close, and there it is. They're able to get B. The difficult part is done. You're up 7 lives, and now they're cutting them down across mid-map.
And here's the thing as well, you have an 8-kill advantage, but the whole time that Karma's on A, the clock stops. So you have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to work with.
To get 1 bit of this point.
To get 1 bit, if you even have to, you can play around the kills right now if you're Optic Gaming. That's exactly what they're doing. Karma and Scump on the flank. Krim just waiting for his teammates to start this pinch, and there we go. Zero gonna lock it down, but only has the help of Asim.
They're on the point, spawning out his FaZe. A massive offensive round victory for Optic Gaming. And that just, I mean, it worked out perfectly. You get the 3 kills at the front, and the timing could not have been better for Scump as he hit post. I thought he got spotted in the back for a second. Not sure who, if it was the Tempest model or who we saw towards the back, but I thought maybe he got pinged on Fog of War, but clearly he didn't. He gets 2 easy ones. Then 2 members from Optic drop, and I thought they're gonna be a bad spot, but the fact that Scump's able to stay up for so long, the reinforcements get there, and you gotta think 99% of the time you get B first, you're winning a round, especially when you come out of it up 7 lives.
Well, they're just doing it in a way that we haven't seen before. They're keeping a couple of players towards Broken right off the start. If those players find kills, that can open up the pinch that we saw Scump have, and those players can fly right to B. FaZe, they're gonna keep it simple. Right towards that A side. Dashy maybe just trying to find a bit of a play individually.
Well, he probably chains 2 or 3 if he hits the shots, but unfortunately I think it's a whiff for him, and first 2 kills to FaZe Clan. Scump is 225 off streaks now, has the 50 added HP as well. They're just gonna give this up. We see them try to retake it so frequently, not gonna do it in this scenario. Maybe it's because they're trying to get these streaks for Scump, or they just feel confident in their ability to hold. But it's tough to expect a team to win 2 offenses on this particular map. If you're Optic, you've got to close it out in this round 4.
Scump gonna get taken down. Karma gonna back on up, watch the flank. You have those very close bus stop spawns. Asim, that's gonna set up the pinch. You see him and Zero backing on up.
There's a
just
big
taking
moment.
their time, yep.
Big moment for FaZe.
You have this streak as well. If you want to call it in, this might be it. Use that Hellstorm, but TJ and Krim win the gunfights. We talked about Krim at times, but he has stepped up massively on this map, locking down the B street. 16 and 11 from him.
Celium, the only one really to be a nuisance towards the Optic spawn. He'll get picked up. Scump wasn't able to get the streaks, but you can see Karma still patiently sitting at 200 off. Just trying to spot for any information towards the front. Good thing for FaZe in this offensive round at least is they haven't had to spend half of the round trying to fight for the front truck control. They've at least gotten to that position outside of Broken, but wow! That is a laser beam from Celium and a chance for an opening. It seems stunned, but has the Grafson to work with. Now though, take it off. The radar's 4 players are gonna drop. Can't think about using it. How long can he manage to stay up? The answer, just a couple of seconds. We're even with lives, but there's only 60 seconds to work with, and FaZe somehow have to punch through this defensive front.
Well, 3 go down. TJ and Karma off spawn, try to hit the pinch.
Got the grab slam. You've got the grab slam, but once again, he's taken off. War Machine out from TJ. There's a trophy up, so that's not going to do a whole lot for him. Now the streak's going to come in. It's going to get absolutely nothing. They're going to try and combo that with Asim's grab slam, but you really just get 1, so it's not nearly as devastating a pair as you would have expected, but it gets you into the zone. 1 bit of progress done, but Karma and Dashy for Optic trying to hold on. A team kill comes in for FaZe as well, and that's going to be 5 down. The push has to restart for FaZe Clan. We're even at 12-12, and Karma has the big slam available.
But that play just starts with Krim. Because he's having such a great game, he's able to use the vision pulse. So on the retake, they have all the information in the world. He finds the first kill again. TJ gets behind enemy lines, can't finish the kill, has to watch out. The War Machine's popped. Once again in one of those positions where he just has to focus on so many different targets and ends up getting picked.
This is likely it. 15 seconds to go. Crimsix just earned himself a lightning. Nobody's gonna drop. The contest does come in. The clock will stop for now. As Karma right back in behind the grapple. Here's the grab slam. There's two into the dirt. As they continue to hold on, Crimsix right off spawn gonna call in the lightning. 7v6, Optic a round away from a 2-1 advantage in this series. Celium has been the man to find the opening picks to get them in. He has the tippets if he can make the play, but there's only 3 left. There's only 2 left. Now, one man standing. It's Zuma. Not a hope, not a prayer, not enough time. Optic up 2-1.
Able to hold strong on defense. I mean, FaZe just couldn't find an opening, but the difference maker is Optic Gaming find that offensive round in round number 3. They deal with the streaks from FaZe. They deal with the specialists. They use a couple at the right times to stop the pushes. Crim has a big game, earns an early vision pulse. It's exactly what you want to see.
I mean, you could break down every round, but it literally comes down to that one push, the one pinch with Scum. They get 3 down the front, they're able to take B. Everything decided within that round as they get the offense done. I think that goes to a 5th round. You're likely looking at a FaZe victory. But the defensive heavy map held down by Optic. And once again, regain control. But now we head to the one map that's been changed within this series. Last time it was Hacienda. That's where Optic was able to get the hard point victory. This time around, it's a change to what? Gridlock, right?
Gridlock, yep. And I actually think, taking a look at the stage, that's usually we know where the higher seed is. This should be Optic Gaming's hardpoint pick.
Well, they would have been the map 1 frequency, right? Well, I guess it was frequency Hacienda last time around.
Right? Because FaZe this time. I mean, if you're FaZe, you're picking frequency, right?
Well, it's just interesting because, I mean, Hacienda, no, that had to have been Optic's pick. They won the Hacienda. Why wouldn't they go back to Hacienda?
Okay, so Optic did.
It's got to be, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Optic took that because they got smoked 250 to 93, but I think it had to have been. Otherwise, I just don't see why you make that change.
But if we do go the distance, we'll have Optic Gaming search and destroy pick, so you're feeling good about that.
Beards make you better. I can say that's true, because if I'm super bald. If I didn't have a beard, I'd be a hideous creature. And now TJ, he's looking like a young maven over there. Nice beard coming in.
Weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Joe's got a beard. We all got beards. You're better with beards. But now he's been playing so well. Finally starting to look like an adult on the main stage. Sorry, was that too far? He's got a bit of a baby face. Now it's helping him. We'll see if Optic can get it done in this hard pointer with a Gridlock pick for FaZe. Be the change they need to get back into another game 5. I want to see a game 5 just for the sole focus. It's like I'm really excited to see Celium's career, right? I really want to see where he goes. He's got such a bright future ahead of him.
I think we've already seen that, though.
I know, but that was a painful round for him. He loses that 1v1 to Scum.
Hey,
I guess I want to see a chance for redemption in a map 5.
I get it. But I think he's been just so good.
Oh, I mean, he has. But I like a story of redemption, Joe.
Okay.
But they got to win the map 4 to give themselves a chance. Wait, they're loading into Arsenal. Did we get messaged the maps wrong? I swear to God, it said Gridlock. Hold up.
Let's look at the Arsenal.
Did JP lie to me?
Yeah, he might.
Do I not know how to read?
I think you lied. It looks like Arsenal hardpoint loading on in.
Yeah, no, I thought it was Gridlock, but it's going to be Arsenal. Okay, all right, so what does that change?
So were we wrong?
No, we were messaged that it was Gridlock, but yeah, it's going to be Arsenal. All right, so what does that change for you? I've been thinking about Gridlock this whole time.
I mean, to me, this just screams ICR, right? I know that's been a lot of our focus with Optic Gaming 100 Thieves, but even so, you saw map number 1. Crim, though, had a great map 3. Can Zero and Celium find what they need to in map 4 for FaZe to send this to a map 5?
Karma in through a window does the damage. TJ, ICR and Hound mid-map. That's going to be 3 down for FaZe. Doing a solid job answering to at least keep this interesting as 2 players hold the back block. But the ICRs fly forward. Crim and Dashy able to hit the pinch. And now Optic, a chance to enjoy some early time inside of this hard point.
Yeah, 3 ICR start from Optic Gaming. See that from another team from time again with Kenny running that for 100 Thieves. But FaZe do a wonderful job breaking right back on in, pushing up artillery the top side of the mini-map. 3 in a row for Asim. Celium scraps in the kill feed as well. Optic, they just have to slow down. You see Krim, Dashy slowing all the way on the opposite side of the map. Krim with a big one-on-one win will allow that route to be open for his teammates.
And Optic, 3 of them spawned out so far, near statue basically, and have to track across. The chance for the pinch comes in, but Scraps and Zero at least able to hold the tide for now. Dashy with that ICR looking for the opening. It's Scump. Him and Dashy combined to knock down 2. Dashy actually with a second in there, and Crim6 finds the final player. So into the hard point. Go Optic Gaming. A bit of a split spawn, I think, for FaZe Clan. 2 pop out artillery. I think 3 towards the backside of Kitchen. So a chance for a pinch, but the pinch kind of evaporates as Karma able to take his one-on-one with Scraps.
Well, Scump found 2 as well with that kill trade, so now he can push forward towards barrel side, and Scump just doing a great job putting the pressure on FaZe. With 20 seconds left, FaZe probably going to start to rotate towards statue. Dashy, though, working on some streaks. 7-1 start for him. We know how good streaks can be on Arsenal. Not a lot of places to hide. You can break so many different setups. You want to play for him. Woo! Karma with some nice shots as well. Can Dashy find those streaks?
They're trying to set him up for it. Nice shots from TJ, that is clean. 2 are gonna fall, and now can Optic get inside? That's a frag grenade towards the back. Is it gonna hit anything? Can hit the shots, no streaks.
There.
Krim, he's working on him as well. There's a lightning. As he lines up 2, he's gonna use that to hit sight and back steps instantly. 1 down. 2 down. 0 though still on the hard point. It's Dashy that's able to pick it up in a break now for Optic is Krim. 25 off the Hellstorm. And a huge push through there for Optic with about 30 seconds left in it. That's a big chunk of time.
Yeah, we know how good Krim has to be for Optic Gaming, especially if he's gonna try to get some redemption from last night.
How's 8-1?
Yeah, 8-1's good, and again, game 3, he really stepped up. Now you have this Hellstorm, you can break artillery if you need to, and that's what they're gonna do right off the start. FaZe, though, they can get inside a window, but that's gonna open it up for Optic Gaming to just trap them inside. It's this second set of kills, that'll matter. Krim versus Zuma. Celium's able to win 1, but they still have hill control. But right now, it's looking like FaZe gonna use the numbers. Well, the Hellstorm not gonna find a lot.
Yeah, nice brute force there from FaZe, able to funnel 3 through window. The trades go their way. They get into the hard point. Nice little bait and switch there between Zuma and Asim. Zuma gets away with just a fraction of health. Karma tries to grapple in, but it's very 1-by-1. Very 1-by-1. Gets a bit staggered for Optic, and they can't apply the pressure they want towards the hard point. As FaZe now starting to click. Nice hold at artillery. Still 15 or so seconds they can pick up as they rotate over to office. Asim will be the first man in.
Optic are here. You still have 1 player on that old hill. Zuma, though, pushing
Surprise.
defense, able to find 1. He's on 4 kills in a row, 285 off his streaks, but Karma's gonna shut that down. 3 kills for Optic Gaming.
It looks so good for FaZe as they started to get the position. A chance to maybe do it from a man down, but Optic, they'll hold the opening. Now they'll try and break in from the back garage. 1 team kill comes in. Karma's gonna be the last man here. Karma's the last man here, but maybe that's all you need. He does enough damage to rally the troops in, but there's just too much there in the form of numbers for FaZe Clan. They're able to reinforce quickly. They're spawning about 20 feet away out back, and they can just keep flying in.
Asim just stayed alive in that trophy corner for so long. He's able to win the first gunfight. I mean, you think Karma does enough, or maybe the numbers go the way of Optic with the quick reinforcements.
Yeah, I thought about him enough time, but they were just what?
Yeah, but then on the opposite, it was Asim, right? Asim bought FaZe enough time. You do get the last scrap time. As TJ, he's on a bit of a spree right now. He finds 3 kills. Optic just trying to lock them towards that back. Specialist starting to come in. But it's going to be a tied game as we go into our second rotation.
Gotta love that. 123, 121. Optic in control inside of lab. As FaZe trying to set up the pinch. Celium, again, these one-on-ones, he continues to win with the ICR. Can be so impactful, but the crossfire is set up. Scump and Karma rip FaZe Clan to bits, and that's going to be 4 down. And more time towards the Optic Gaming side as the next push for FaZe starts to develop.
Well, are you going to use any specialists to try to break this setup from Optic? Asim going to find the opener. Uses the grab slam. Nope. TJ, I believe he pulled out the War Machine. So War Machine gone for Optic Gaming. Scrap's able to find 2. That's all 5 dead for Optic Gaming. And because of number 10's position, Celium, Optic has to go all the way through artillery side and statue side to rotate towards that second hill.
FaZe Clan bringing it closer with the retake inside a lab. Celium doing what he can towards artillery, and that is a fantastic bit of gunplay as he locks down 2. But it's just over a 10-point advantage for Optic Gaming. Let's get to an Astro Gaming listening with Optic.
Where's he? Where's he in the back?
He's pocket. Pocket in kitchen.
I'm hitting hill.
I killed one
Closer
guy.
hill, closer hill, ace him.
Back right.
One shot, close right.
Lights.
One guy lights. Closer hill.
Fuck. Yo, yeah, there's 2 in hill. 2 in hill.
We're spawning everywhere.
Yeah. Take your time.
I'll get you out in a sec. I'll get you out in a
Yo,
Barrel, one shot.
yo, take your time, barrel. I'm going kitchen.
Hang on me.
I'm nading barrel, please. Hold up. I did.
Split barrel.
Close barrel.
We still dead.
Nice one.
Back hanger.
One more.
That's not oh, no, they use more. I'm full stun, I'm full stun.
Barrel.
War 1 shot. Back heady.
Just rotate.
Jump back hanger. Oh, he killed me.
Yeah, rotate 100%. They might be here.
Let's go. I didn't see
I'm
anything
bring
mid.
my close.
We're going backstairs.
Yeah, someone just play flowers. Flowers heady.
Yo, backstairs. Please, flowers.
Flowers,
I
yeah.
got
Oh,
I stunned it.
Oh, outer block.
He's one
Take
shot
off
flowers.
flag,
One
take
shot
off
flowers.
Full stun.
Yo, one's mid block.
Come on, go.
Wait,
One guy front, guys.
Mid
Block. Watch
Stay
out.
in the back, stay in the back, stay in the
He's
back.
dark.
Yeah, someone block
I'm
still.
trying to block it. Dark.
Front.
In mid block, in mid block.
Someone play flowers. Someone play flowers.
Ben heady.
Stay no.
Two Ben heady.
Trying to put my
Good heady. Got one.
Oh, it's good now.
Keep close right. One more. Trophy.
one flower.
Still one shot. There's 2 back Kelly.
Go,
Go be
flowers.
back Kelly.
Yo, I'm giving up lobby.
One more Ben heady.
That's for next year. Close to street.
I'm playing lobby.
300 off streak.
One might be gun then. Oh, one's mid.
Outer.
I backed up.
In the back chair. I gotta train the back.
One's outer.
He's gonna hit lobby.
Hold it back. I'll spawn. Hold it back.
2 lobby. Selling Tommy lobby. No one. Tommy went vent. Sells lobby.
Lobby.
Tommy's back, guys.
He has to be.
Ben.
One shot Ben. Lobby dead.
Come on, back. Wait, one more vet on me.
I got shelf here.
Yep.
I'm watching
This
out.
guy's deep.
Front. Dark corner.
Oh, there's 2. Oh, yeah, dark and mid. Stay down.
Dark one shot.
Nice dark. ICR maybe?
Dark.
Watch out, too.
Yo, one rotated.
Okay.
Yo, Tommy's close dead.
Still dark. He's still dark.
One shot dead. Yo, I'm pretty
Yo,
good.
we could get
Go
quick.
He's holding it.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'll kill.
Optic Gaming back in the lead, but it seems like there was a couple late reactions to call-outs, like the back call for Celium at Flowers, Zoom inside event. They get a couple kills when they know their position. A little surprised to see that, but the scoreline is still...
Yeah, it doesn't matter because the whole time FaZe was trying to get Scraps streaks, and well, he does have the Hellstorm. I guess it was one of those situations where Scraps was playing around it for so long, where Optic had a 4 versus 5 on the hill. But do the streaks pay off? 28 and 12 for Scraps right now. Trying to send us to a game 5. Dashy Tempest, but he's going to get chained from Celium.
Does he get finished? Dashy is
Doesn't look
going
like
to
it.
get dropped. He's going to get dropped, and it's Celium hitting the shots. 2 for him. You might as well give him all 5 because the shot he hit is what leads to the kills for Asim. And now 140 off the streaks. Scraps still has those tools to use.
Well, I think
Up
we saw him use the
16 is
ping.
FaZe.
Saw him use the ping to try to get that information. So no ping for Scraps. And a nice rotation win, especially by Dashy. How many kills was that? 3 through that scenario. FaZe now going to be about 18 points away.
Here we go.
Optic have this setup.
Here we go. Optic have got the setup, but can FaZe get the break? 0. Hunting in the back. Did he check the deep pocket? They're going to check it, but it's a little bit too late. Celium has already fallen. They're trying to set this pinch up. They've got progression towards the street. They've got a man through mid-map. It's Asim that finds 2 kills. One with the ICR, one with the SAW. 4 down for Optic. And FaZe, they're able to break through. Can they get us to a 5th and final map? 15 more points needed. Crim6 trying to do what he can from lights. The lightning strike's gonna come in. What can it connect with? It's gonna come up empty, but here's the push now from Optic trying to burst through. FaZe standing tall, Asim in the corner, still alive, but Scump as he slides on in. That's a pair for him. 1 more point now needed for FaZe. Can they win the gunfight and get in? They can, FaZe Clan! To the 5th map we go.
Well, and towards that final push, Optic Gaming, I mean, Crim, he found 2 kills, was able to pop the vision pulse, but FaZe, they just stacked inside, and because they had the back spawns, yeah, Scump finds 2, but he's the only one there just trying to buy enough time. And one thing that I was really surprised, on second hill on that rotation, we saw Scraps use the War Machine. There was no talks about streaks for Scraps. They weren't trying to find him. That's when he gets them.
FaZe Clan now improved to 11-2 in Hardpoint. They close it out. Map 5 up next.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. And Totino's Pizza Rolls. Make the everyday epic.
Gentlemen, the time has come.
believe what we're witnessing! Are you serious right now?
FaZe and Optic have matched up twice this weekend, and we are headed to the 10th map between these two squads. But what is very, very scary for FaZe Clan for this map 5, we're going to frequency. It's Optic's pick, and no team post-London, during London, has been able to beat them. They're 7-0 since London. They've been lights out in this particular mode. How the hell can FaZe Clan come in and shock them?
Well, I guess the one good thing for FaZe, you've played them on it already. What adjustments can you make? But we know for Optic Gaming on frequency, typically it starts with Dashy, finding picks with those snipes. We'll see what he can find in game number 5. But you wanted a redemption story for Celium. This is the one.
What a weird series. Like, you just think of all those Optic teams in the past. Like, you just would never think they'd be winning a series, losing both hard points and maybe taking both search and destroys. But that's where this series has found us. And if you look back to the game 2, first time won by FaZe Clan, some adaptations made on the side of Optic, they get the win. FaZe Clan lose the map 5. Can they find the fixes? Can they find the right mix to come up and move on in this tournament? Map 5, Optic, FaZe, Dashy, 0, Paladins out.
Well, FaZe opting to play the retake towards this B side. The pressure's going to be here quick. Scump not even halfway to planting yet. Bomb going down. Well, you got Dashy watching over him. They're just going to back away. So FaZe is going to have all the map control that they want. There's nobody top middle. This is the first snipe. Going to give Zero the advantage. And now it goes back to Dashy. You can see FaZe 9 and 7. They're worried about the late flank, but all of Optic are here in our pipes.
Zero, he's able to get that pick. 5v4 now for FaZe. 5v3 for FaZe. Not a lot of time to work with, but Optic's falling to pieces. Scump is able to get a kill. Dashy can't quite hit the flick, and now it's all on Scump. He will fall. And a brilliant retake from FaZe Clan that's kicked off by the flashy snipe from Zero.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping that Dashy finds a pick. What that strategy revolves around is him opening things up. You give up full map control. You have no one in your base. You have no one top middle. FaZe, they know where you're at. It comes down to one little area, but instead of Dashy, it was Zero who found the first blood.
Would you like to have seen something done differently by Optic in the post plan?
No, I mean, I don't. It's, again, they're undefeated. They know what works on this map. You just, Dashy has to hit the snipe.
Zero with the snipe. Hasim with the play from mid. 1 by 1. Optic falls. They'll lead the FaZe. They'll now shift over to offense. Looks like they're going to favor that B side as well. We've seen a lot of aggression from Optic towards Elevator, and they're going to be doing that yet again on the other side of things. But Dashy going to be the lone man to spot. Sniper put away for now. Maddox out. Frag grenade to work with.
He's been great with nades all weekend.
Get a big one. There's a chance. Zero might get caught. Zero just barely able to get away. Now here they come. Zuma does some damage, but can't find the kill. It's Dashy that's actually going to make him fall. Advantage to Optic. Dashy soars out again. TJ with the big trades. 3-on-2 for Optic. Celium and Zero from FaZe. Have to defend this bomb.
Celium's just trying to buy time for Zero right now, going all the way around the map.
Nice shot.
Celium able to find one.
Nice shots.
But I think this player got spotted. No, he doesn't. Krim doesn't see him. 1 versus 2 now. Scump again all alone, and Celium's just going to waste some time. Re-challenge it. Celium with 2 big kills in a 3 versus 2.
You love the trigger discipline there. Top middle. Make sure he has a free kill on to TJ. I thought TJ's 2 kills and that trade fest that went down back elbow was going to be enough for Optic, but not quite. Celium, a brilliant play as the redemption story starts now for him in this map 5.
Well, and again, every single search that we've watched between these two teams, I feel like FaZe has gotten out to an early 2-round lead. But then Optic finds their way back. They make the adjustments. We'll see if they can do it again here. We just saw it in map 2. We saw it in their last series. Optic, looks like they're going towards that B side, but an adjustment made. You have Karma and Krim not allowing top middle control to be all over for FaZe. And Zero gonna spot Scump. He's trying to hit his big toe, not gonna spot him. Bomb just wide enough, and there's a first blood for TJ with that cluster.
Perhaps if Scump had on a bigger shoe, he can get an angle, but is not quite able to hit it. And now another first blood for Optic, but can you turn this one into a round victory? TJ tagged up, gonna back it up. Zero holding over the edge. It's Selium that once again comes up with a huge kill, but they're still in a 3v4. Zero drop, Dashy with 2, and a much needed round on the board for Optic Gaming. If Zero could just find the angle there, maybe stops that plant, but Scump able to get it down. Now we'll see the best play from Dashy's POV.
Yeah, this time Optic Gaming, they just push up towards inner pipes. They send TJ with the cluster. He's able to find the first blood. But you had Krim and Karma top mid, locking things down, giving them the openings.
And Dashy's snapping like that.
He's done that a lot, I feel like, on this map.
This weekend?
A lot of moments.
Yeah. 4-2 start for Dashy. Looks like aggression because he's got Maddox out. There's a lot going down mid-map. Zero looks for the angles, but teammates in front of him, so he can't pull off the shot. TJ and Scump both in the bottom ladder. They funnel in, and they get slaughtered. 4 down for FaZe. Zero. We'll see you later. Find your way off the map.
They do it again, go down 2-0, respond with 2 rounds of their own. But yeah, you think for FaZe, I think what their idea is they know they've put so much pressure on Elevator where bottom middle might be opening. You know, you can find that, but I mean, Scump and Teach, they get all the kills they need.
Yeah, FaZe just tossed into the blender there. 2-2. Zero once again will look for the opening top middle. Crim6 not going to give him the angle, not going to give him the chance.
FaZe rotate off. They had 3 off the start towards that A side, inside of Elevator. And here comes Optic. Now with 30 seconds off the clock, they're going to go back to their default B setup. With Krim all the way in the spawn watching the flank. And again, when you get this bomb planted, it comes down to the position that you have inside of pipes, and can Dashy hit a snipe?
Well, they had a 3-on-2 to push this, but now the rotators come in. Once
Zero's
again,
just like, please.
He's just able to get that plant down with Zero looking over it. Similar situation to what we saw just a couple rounds ago. Optic gonna back it up, and look at this.
Krim gets caught.
Krim gets caught, but this is much different to what we saw in the opening round. They're all over the map right now. They don't just group up to their back elbow, they push it out through mid. And can they come up with a clutch? That's 2 for TJ. What a big moment for him mid-map, but Scraps then in with the flank. 2v3 for Optic. 2v2 now for Optic. Dashy, there's the shot, a seam. 1 through the skull. Scraps a chance, can't finish it, chases it down, and Dashy locks it down.
That was such a reactionary play from Optic Gaming. Krim gives them the call out that they're pushing the flank. He does get caught, but the rest of Optic, they go bottom ladders. They use their teamwork. TJ's able to find 2 from top mid. Well, then Karma wins a 1-on-1, and then it's all in Dashy's hands with that sniper pistol combo. But after that first blood, everything goes the way of Optic Gaming, now 3 rounds in a row.
.175 off streaks is Dashy. Back to this Maddox on the defensive side. He's been pulling it out more and more over the course of this map 5. Zero, it's just he's had really, for Optic, they've done a good job just taking his sniper out of it, right? Like, except for that first round where he got the pick after the plant, he hasn't been able to find much success in the early. They're just not showing him anything, and when they're peaking, they are gone so quickly. Can TJ trade on the both? He does, and then he snaps onto a 3rd! What is that, TJ? Selium now, last alive for FaZe. Weak at Elevator, off the map he goes, and another round to Optic.
Well, and I thought FaZe found the opening bottom ladders.
They gotta hit their damn shots!
I mean, they found great timing, finding Karma, who's right in front of TJ right here. But then there's just no trade. That second player, and Zuma loses the gunfight, and Yeah, Scraps can't locate him.
Scraps
and
got,
just gets smoked.
Scraps got fried. TJ locking it down. 4 in a row for Optic, 2-round advantage now. The young guns, Dashy, TJ combined for 15 and 6.
Optic right back to their slow default. But it just feels like every time you need something for Optic mid-round, it's TJ who finds 2. See what he's able to do this time, just controlling top mid. The push is gonna be towards elevator. You don't have Dashy with the snipe, so he's gonna have to use the nade to get this player off. Celium has the trophy, has flat jacket on. Well, the reaction from FaZe is to climb up those ladders, but there's a first blood for Crim.
Starting to consider the wrap back. As you can see, the arrows in the minimap all heading back. Zero's going to be the man that's going to run into this. This is all a timing scenario for Zero. Can he get a kill and can he get out? He's going to assume the pressure's coming. That's brilliant. Get the kill, get out, turn this into a 4v4. The other 3 players is a little bit behind, so they weren't able to get there for the trade. And now with 25 seconds, Optic got to make a decision. It looks like they're going to wrap back yet again, but they haven't yet been able to push out the elevator. Celium's been holding, but Karma cooks him. And now they've got a 2-on-1 as they continue to try and push him out. Asim comes in on the rotation, but this is enough of an opening, enough of a window for them to get the bomb planted. TJ, enough damage to feed one to Karma, and now Zero in a 1 versus 3. At risk of giving Optic their 5th round. He peeks that, he is hit to 2 instantly. There's just nothing he can do. Not any kind of opening. Every time he tries to take the peek, he's tagged up. He gives up. And once again, FaZe off the map.
5 rounds in a row. And you just think Celium, maybe just over peak right there from him. You just have to play around that information, but this is just where he just gets smoked. The team shot comes out from Optic.
I mean, that's just
TJ and Karma. You have to play for information though. Like, he has no help. There's nobody there. They're controlling top mid.
He just got
play the 4 versus 4 retake.
He got lasered though too. Even if he tries to slide.
It was a team shot.
Yeah,
team shot.
One more round for Optic to move on, and FaZe's tournament hopes to end. It could be done here. TJ, Dashy, they combine for 3, and FaZe's hopes and dreams ripped out of their chest. TJ is 13 and 5, and Optic move on. I'll tell you what, Joe. I did not think Optic would be winning series through a control and 2 search and destroys. But that is the exact reason you built this team to start the year. TJ and Dashy took over in that 5th map.
8-0 now on frequency search and destroy. They get to that map 5, they get to their pick. For FaZe, I think it's a great tournament, a great showing. You get top 4, that's where, a lot of people had them. But once again, the struggles in search and destroy shine for them. They were unbelievable in hard points. You just have to improve games 2, 3, and 5.
Have you seen enough that you're worried this mix of players can't get there in search?
No, I don't think so. I think we saw signs of brilliance out of them, and I do think they have the composition. It just felt like those mid-game adjustments weren't good enough, or they couldn't adapt to Optic Gaming. I mean, you go up 2-0, you just have to take advantage of it. Instead, you give up, 6 rounds in a row? Like, there was just nothing that was working for them. Maybe relying a little bit too much on Zero with that sniper.
It's like you feel good if you're facing the top 4, but it's tough that this rivalry now again building with Optic, and you get knocked to losers by Optic in a map 5. Yep. You get knocked out of the tournament by Optic in a map 5. That's not an easy one to swallow, but yeah, I certainly think there's some positives to take away if you are FaZe, but it's all gotta be about Optic. They move into the top 3. They're gonna have a date with Jinji or 100 Thieves in a losers bracket final later, but for now, to the PlayStation instant reaction, it's the king.
Thank you, Clint. How are you feeling right now?
Amazing. Everyone's stepping up in Search and Destroy. We're tweaking a few things, and we're looking really, really strong in it. So if we can just fix our respawn up a little bit, especially our hard point, I think we're in a pretty good spot to make the run.
Heading into this event, I know seeding was really important to you because of the map pick priority and all that. How do you feel about the maps that you just played on?
I mean, I feel good. It's a little bit tough. We're getting gridlock a lot, and we have 3 offenses, so gridlock's a heavy defensive map. Other than that, it's great. I mean, the only bad thing is we get a bad search sometimes in our second map. But right now, our vetoes are great. We're all playing well. Everyone's clutching up when we need to, so I feel good.
Before you head into the losers finals, do you have any last words?
No, just thank you guys to the crowd. You guys are amazing. We can hear you up there, and it's electrifying every time. Got my boys up here too, so it's awesome. We're having a good time.
Thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you so much, Jess. Optic Gaming is moving on to the losers finals, taking out FaZe Clan, who will go into 4th place here at CWL Anaheim. I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined by Nameless Study and Pac-Man. Now, Pac-Man, what do you think went so right for Optic Gaming in that series?
I mean, it's Search and Destroys, right? We talked about it before the series. That's what they're so strong in, and they took FaZe's Search and Destroy pick this time. That's what they lost the first time around. They took it this time, and then obviously you have to play Optic on either frequency or payload. The cast highlighted. They're 7-0 going into that frequency. They're 4-1 on payload, so pick your poison. You gotta beat them on one. Optic was super strong and just played it extremely well.
They did an amazing job of neutralizing Zero Sniper, but I mean, on the side of Zero, I just thought he was playing horribly, especially on that game 5. They know where he's gonna be at. He's sitting up top, trying to snipe them off the bomb. They get 2 plants off for them. It felt like FaZe was playing 4v5 this entire map. Like it felt like he was actually doing nothing. I was sitting up here so frustrated because I wanted this to be a round 11, like a spectacle map for us all to watch, and it just felt like he couldn't get in rhythm at all. And even on that game 2, when he was pre-aiming over that A-bomb on that 4v4 retake, he was trying to like quick scope and like he was just not in rhythm. It reminded me of you sometimes late in tournaments. You get me so mad. I'm like, man, put that damn thing away.
Say that.
Pull out a gun. Get in the trade process.
FaZe in that last map, they're opting to go with like a lot of 5v5 retake situations. They won 1 or 2 of them, but overall they were giving up too many free plants without getting enough information on the map. And Optic was playing really reactionary, and they're doing a great job doing that. TJ obviously was making huge plays. Like, there was one round where Optic got first blooded. Someone slides in at TJ. Zuma can't get the trade. TJ just goes
bottom middle.
It was bottom middle, and then Scraps drops down. Huge play out of TJ again. Those plays like that you just can't duplicate, right? That's FaZe has to step up in those spots.
For me, though, in those
they did nothing wrong.
That's where you have Zero with that extra gun trying to trade out. Like, even if you're in a 3v4, when it's all said and done, that's a clutchable round. But like, if you have a sniper somewhere out there who's not hitting shots as well, it's tough because he's been good with it all weekend. But you have to realize when it's neutralized, when the team is aware of what you're doing, to adapt. And Joe talked about that at the very end. He said those mid-round adjustments aren't there. That's the next step for FaZe.
All right, I want to talk about the hard points. Let's bring up that leaderboard, see what is going on. You have it right there, and kind of to this point, Study, I mean, Zero was so hot all weekend. What was going wrong?
He was good at this one.
And both of the hard points, Nameless even said it before. Scraps was unbelievable in both of these hard points. You can see it right there, 1.35. But for me, I feel like every time these two teams play, it always comes out of that control. That one round that Optic Gaming were able to win on that offense was huge. TJ was able to pick up 2 from the front, and Scump hit that late flank, pick up another 2 on the back. Once they were able to secure that B side right off the rip, it's a lot easier to cap the A side. And going up 2-1, playing on a defense, they were able to close it out.
So Optic's defensive hold on Gridlock was incredibly strong because of Crimsix.
Yeah,
Crimsix had an amazing map, and it wasn't really his kills. It was the fact that he wasn't dying. He was holding down the street. It was allowing Karma, TJ, and Scump to be aggressive on the street while Krim held it down the entire time. He got a couple kills here and there, but the fact that he stayed alive that whole time made FaZe's offensive pushes so slow and stagnant.
This was a very bold move for Optic to play them on frequency hardpoint. After they got 100-point club yesterday on this map, they picked it going into this series.
I was mind blown.
So they are terrified of their map veto. I don't even know what they vetoed, but they're terrified of it, that so much that they picked frequency.
I believe they vetoed C-side against FaZe in particular.
I don't, it doesn't matter. They got bodied on it yesterday, and then they picked it. That's absolutely astonishing, but they're able to win the series. I guess, I mean, FaZe is an incredible hardpoint team. Zero and Scraps in the map 1 were amazing. Scraps on that game 4 played great, and he had to be the guy to step up today for them to win 2 hardpoints. And man, was that FaZe's series to win. You win 2 hardpoints.
Yeah, it's Optic Gaming, but that's what we talk about all the time. it's hard to take 3 respawns from the top teams. They did their job taking 2 hard points. That series you should win, but they couldn't take an S&D. You got to do that.
They played the same 2
most of the
searches.
time.
Played the same exact 2 search destroys as well. Optic did more research. Works out.
And Optic will progress in the losers bracket, but let's look at the winners bracket because that is going to be 100 Thieves versus Gen G to continue on to the grand finals here at CWL Anaheim. The very last day here in just a few hours, we are going to know who our champion is and who will not be able to clutch up and fall short. Again, you saw it, FaZe Clan coming in 4th place, losing out to Optic Gaming there in the losers bracket. Coming back, we're talking Gen G versus 100 Thieves.